Okay, thank you very much for everybody who has come out in this very crowded room. Then you should stop talking. Sit down, Wade. Sit down. I want to give a few thank yous before we really get going in today. Thank you, Debbie, for opening up Jerry's and letting us all gather here and bring our own food in and serve us great beverages and just be able to celebrate in a place that personally Pop and I came to a lot. We came here to have lunch, we came here to play pool. Anytime during his work day, I just really appreciate you and all the arrangements that you made to make this happen. So thank you.
That's what she does.
Alicia, thank you for calling my mom.
You're welcome.
Thank you for calling her and asking her and knowing that that is a reliable place to go. Mom, thank you for every single bit of this. This would not have happened had my mom not been the backbone of this entire day. Every bit of everything that you see here is because of her. The phone calls that might have started with one or two and how you all branched out and kept that call chain going, thank you. It shows your love and your character, and even though if it's just considered a chapter, it really shows who you are to even put on an event like this. So thank you. I would like to say thank you to Camhead. They are going to be here this evening. They were on the calendar to play at Jerry's tonight. They were not scheduled to play today. And a few phone calls were made, and they have obviously set up an array of beautiful wires that do not work well in the OCD world. So not only are they here this afternoon to play in tribute for my pop, they are probably going to be here till 1:30 or 2 o'clock this morning.
You'll never make it.
To entertain the rest of the guests that are coming into Jerry's tonight. So I love that we have music. Pop loved music.
Yeah.
He loved music. And that's what they did, and that's who they were. So for you to even volunteer this time to be here with us is a really very special thing for this group of people. So thank you. I want to thank Courtney and Susan and Sarah, who are behind the bar today. They are very good friends of mine. I love you guys to pieces. This is a very large crowd to take care of. Michelle is back there as well. Thank you guys just for being here when you, I don't know if you were on the schedule or not. Susan, I know was not on the schedule. But thank you for taking the time to not only serve Jerry's, but to serve my family and to serve Bobby's family, whether blood related or not. So thank you for that. And I want to say thank you to Angie.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing this family. I'm so sorry. Thank you for loving him. Thank you for being with him all the way to the very last. Thank you for a soft heart and kind words and being receptive to every chapter of his life. And I'm so glad that you're here. Mike, I'm so glad that you're here. Kim and Melissa and Alicia, there's so many chapters in this room right now. And I'm so glad that every single one of you are here. So thank you. There are tissues on every table. What we're gonna do for about the next 30 minutes is we're gonna open up the floor. There's a lot of people here, and all of y'all can't talk. We don't have time for that. But what we do have time for is we would like to open up a memory bank. It will be recorded. What happens in downtown Indian River will not stay in downtown Indian River. I would love to form a line on this side of the room. Come up and share. Oh, why are you sitting down? No, you were first. I would love for you to line up. Everybody pull out your cameras. We will have it recorded. It will end up on Facebook. If we run out of time, there are index cards and pins on every table. And if you're not comfortable to speak, we would like for you to write your memory down. There is a bird cage up at the front by the gnome on the corner of the counter where you can write down your memory and please put it in that bird cage. We will, whether it's Pop's page, Angie's page, Kit's page, whatever page, they will all be posted where everybody can read these very special memories of the life that you have or the memories that you have with him. There is currently no line. That is not going to work for me.
I'm gonna start the line.
There you go.
So start
Welcome
right.
on.
So let's go here. Okay, so Mike, nobody else can start the line up here. I need y'all to start a line behind the orange mark over here. So please come up. I'm going to go ahead and start with my memory, my favorite memory of Pop, and we've had a lot of them. But I remember when I wrecked my first motorcycle, and I was crying like a snotty little girl, and I laid it down because the back tire got caught on the rocks that were on the ground. And I called him, and he was up at Cavalier, and he told me to come up there and see him. And I was crying the whole time, and I'm like, got liquids dripping from my face that probably is not attractive to anybody at any age. And I got up there, and I've got scratches on my arm, and I've got scratches down my hip, and he's like bending everything, and you know, he's like checking everything, making sure that nothing's broken. You know, does this hurt? Does this hurt? I'm like, no, I'm good. And I'm still crying. Ugly cry. Super ugly cry. And he's like, I think you're okay. And I turned around and he smacked me on my ass so super hard and he goes, welcome to the club. Please line up. We would love to hear your memories and we'd love to have you share with us.
How y'all doing? Appreciate y'all coming out today. My memory happened right here, over in that corner, when the band played. It happened to be my birthday, and I did 18 shots of 1800 tequila. I was here. He was here. Gary was here. I didn't know who I was that night. I don't remember the third set.
We do.
But my brother took me home. He helped me pack up, which ain't no little thing, especially all my crap. And like I said, I have no idea how I got home, but the next day I woke up and I was safe and my brother had taken me home. So that's I've got thousands of memories of my brother. But that one there, he saved my ass that night. I didn't have to drive home. I couldn't have drove home. I couldn't see home. Couldn't see nothing. But yeah, if y'all got a memory, bring it up, please.
It was not trash.
Hi everybody, I'm Bobby's daughter, Alicia Ray, and I actually wrote something out about a week ago, and I re-edited it like 4 different freaking times. So I wanted to split this in two, as she reminded me. The first part of this, I thought it would be really funny to share some quips about my dad when I was growing up, and the last part of it, I was gonna save for a speech for later on. So I wanted to basically read this first part of it to you guys as a memory. Everyone has a different story to tell about William Robert Sandal, better known as Bobby or Stoney. He was someone different to each of us, but to all of us, he was family. I can't speak for what he meant to you, but only what he meant to me. So I wanted to share 10 of my dad's life lessons he gave me growing up. You ready for this crap? Number 1, Lee Sheree, that's why you're always sick, you don't drink enough beer. That was an entire lunch conversation. Number 2, there is a such thing as cutting grass the correct way. Number 3, and he will make you redo it 4 times if you don't do it right. I spent all day one time.
Get a little closer to that mic.
Number 3, if you're asked what you're doing, the correct answer is mildewing. If you're greeted, "Hey stranger," you should always say, "Stranger than most," and proud of it. Number 4, call any other mechanic except for me, I'm kind of busy. Matter of fact, Lee Sheree, just bring the damn thing here, let me look at it. Number 5, emergency brakes should always be tested, especially on your 17-year-old learning to drive. I mean, how else are you going to learn, Lee Sheree? Number 6, swear when you need to swear, laugh when you need to laugh, always be yourself. Don't go trying to please everyone, Lee Sheree, it ain't worth it. Number 7, start the day with a cup of coffee, end it with a beer. Number 8, being a smartass is encouraged. Being a wise ass is an achievement. Being a dumbass, that's just funny. Number 9, ketchup goes on everything. And Natalie, this one's for you. Heck, even if it pisses off my wife, just pour it on her. She might not be so bitter after that. Remember the Megs? And number 10, every time you leave, he says, be good, drive safe, and call me. Never just say goodbye.
Everybody's silent.
My name is Natalie. Penny and I moved in next door to Natalie and Bobby back in 1995. We moved in this house that hadn't been taken care of. The backyard was overgrown. It was absolutely horrible. So the first thing we set him to do was clean up the backyard. Bobby decided that because he saw what we were hauling out front, he hadn't met them yet, he was going to be the nice neighbor. He came over, he come through the gate, he saw Penny pick up a log and start to carry it out front. Well, he went home without saying a word and told Natalie, I don't think they need my help. That's one of my better memories.
I didn't know Bobby very long. I am engaged to Jeff, which is Angie's brother. He was a funny guy. He really was a funny guy. Whenever we went to visit in Elizabeth City, I'm trying to talk, sorry. He was just very warming and welcoming and funny. He joked Jeff's beard a lot, and he joked Jeff a lot. I wasn't quite sure I was with him. Here we are, 9 years later. Jeff and I went and visited him at Cavalier one day, and this is actually kind of recent. We've actually had a conversation about maybe doing something, but we went and visited him, and in the back, he said, well, come on back here. We were like, oh, where are we going? Very back of the parking lot, Cavalier, is where he ate his lunch many days, and he had nuts for these squirrels. And he would pull up, and he opened his truck, and it just came out, and oh my God, we're gonna be taking away these squirrels. And they just literally came up to him It was almost like they were just gonna get in his hand and just hang out and say, hey Bobby, what's going on? How you doing today? You know, which is so crazy. Jeff and I went home and he had to have a squirrel thing in our backyard, which our neighbors now hate us because we have squirrels. But I told Jeff maybe we should do something for the squirrels because they're probably going, what in the hell is going on right now? Where's my friend? So we thought maybe we should go. I can't do it every day. Maybe the guys at Cavalier can put nuts in this thing and we can name it something. I don't know. But I just thought that was kind of cool, and I felt like I should get up and share something, so.
Hey y'all, I'm Jen. I'm Bobby's oldest stepdaughter. Mom and I were talking on the phone last night, and y'all can't hear me? I'm loud. Anybody knows me knows that I'm loud. Anyway, Mom and I were talking last night and trying to figure out how to put things together for me. I've struggled with this more than anybody can imagine. Bobby and I were very, very close. The funniest memory that I have amongst all of them. Bobby was going down Greenbar Parkway and had a flock of ducks walk across in front of him. He was on his bike. And the one thing that Bobby did with his bike was just lay it down. Instead of worried about hitting this mama and her little flock of ducks following behind her. Bobby's bike was in the shop for, what, Mom, 2 weeks? Almost 3. Front sprockets, the forks, everything had to be replaced on this bike. He comes home for lunch one afternoon, just got the bike back. I had you remember the old orange and white Terminex trucks? Mm-hmm. I had one of those. Bobby pulled in behind me, and I did not know that he was behind me. Went to go get in. Yep, I went to go get in my truck to leave to go back to work myself, and I heard crunch, thump, thump, and I ran back over Bobby's bike. He was so unbelievably mad at me, and we laughed and we cried together in the driveway for all of 30 minutes. I went to work. Bobby had to take his other vehicle to work. 2 days later, I went to go and get in my truck to go to work, and I put it in reverse, and I heard beep, beep, beep. My all-time favorite memory.
Well, that was fun. I know y'all got more secrets. We just wanted to hear them. I said, I know y'all have more secrets. We just wanted to hear them. Because he's not going to argue with us right now like he would any other time. So what we're going to do now, we would love to hear from you guys and kind of relax a little bit. The table of food is completely open. As you can see, it is quite the spread. So please help yourself. Do not hesitate to cut the cake. We're not putting candles in it. We ain't singing. We ain't blowing nothing out. So please cut that cake and eat some of that too. And we're gonna probably get back together in about 45 minutes to celebrate Bobby some more. Okay?
All right.
So what is my life?
Is anybody sitting with y'all? I don't know where she went.
Have a seat.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Touchdown brings me back again to cry. Not so many people have ever wrong. No, no, no. I'm a rocket man. Rocket man. Burning out the streets on the alone.
December.
Rocket Man. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Sunshine brings me
The girl
back
at best
to
was
the
making
time.
5. After that, it's just like,
Oh, no, no, no. I'm a rocket man. Rocket man. Burning out a speech on the air.
he acts like Buddy
It's
did.
gonna be a long, long time. Sunshine brings me out again this time. Like a man that you got and home. No, no, no. I'm a rocket man. Rocket man. Burning out a speech on the air alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
It started off, he had a mass on his brain. Yeah.
What I'd like to do right now is salute a toast to my brother, Mr. Stoney, Bobby Sandow, right here. Yo! I had a chance to work with him a couple years, and he rode my ass all the time. Him and Mike, anyway, love that brother. Hey, hey, hey.
Good night.
So this hadn't happened in I don't know how many years. These guys up on stage at
10,
one
15.
time. It's been quite a while.
And someday I'll be strong. Maybe it won't be long. I'll be the one who's tough. You'll be the one who's got it rough. It won't be long, and maybe I'll be real strong. Maybe I'll do things right. Maybe I'll start tonight. You learn to cry like me. Maybe let's just wait and see. Maybe I'll start tonight and do things right. You can show me all so holy, rule me till I'm free. The thing that shakes me, finally makes me get up off of my knees. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe I'm as fast as you. Maybe I'm break hearts too. Nobody cry like me. Maybe let's just wait to see. Maybe I'll start tonight and do things right. You can show me so holy, bring me till I'm free. The pain that shakes me, finally lets me get up off my knees. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe I'm as fast as you. Maybe I'll break hearts too. I think you will slow down. Your turn to hurt comes around. Maybe I'll break hearts and be as fast as you. Maybe I'll break hearts and be as fast as you. Hello, Jerry! You control me, Lord, so boldly. Rule me till I'm free. The pain that shakes me, finally makes me get up off of my knees. Yeah, 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 yeah. Maybe I'll be fast as you. Maybe I'll break hearts too. Well, I think you slow down. Your turn to hurt comes around. Maybe I'll break hearts and be as fast as you. Maybe I'll break hearts and be as fast as you. Can't have no sitting down.
I got a sacroiliac in the back.
Sacroiliac.
Lord, I ain't saying that song.
Very good.
table for two, wait all night. I said it home. Almost every night, beneath the light of the iPhone. If you lose your wallet, lonely, always with me for the lonely. Watch your fucking dream dance till I would be of the iPhone. You're too young to run wild and free. Close my eyes and think what I'm seeing. You were a shadow. How many tears I sat here and cried? How many lies that I've lied, telling my poor heart she'll come back someday. Oh, but I'll be alright as long as the light from a neon door. If you lose your heart, lonely, always been there for the lonely. But you broken dream that's still out of beam of a neon door. Jukebox plays on midnight train, and the words of every sad song seem to say what I think. It's there inside of me. Ain't never gonna end. Oh, but I'll be alright as long as they'll light from a neon door. Oh, if you lose your love, lonely, what you broken dream that's still out of me, loving me, I'm moving. Oh, what you broken dream that's still out of me, loving me, I'm moving. After 30 years, he finally hits the dance. Here's a Gary Coleman right there. Gary Coleman on the deal. Hey, we played together for 15 years. I swear to God, he never hit it. We can quit right now and everything's good.
That's my Uncle Mike. One on the end of the tambourine.
time we drink about it. By the way, I hate Corona, but my brother drank it. So I'm drinking. On the count of three. 1, 2.
I knew he pulled that slide out. It's looking good there, buddy. me. I ain't never been on welfare. That's one place I won't be. I'll be working all the time. Working man blues. Play something, yeah. Just kind of slipped out. Working man like me. I ain't never been on welfare. It's one place I won't be. I'll be working. Yeah. Always like you can. I drink my beer in the bathroom, singing to the blues. Working man. This song's for the working man. This song from Merle Haggard. By the way, I don't know if y'all knew this. Mr. Cam here did tour with Merle Haggard for a while. He was his personal bodyguard.
He owes me $5. He polishes guitars.
He never got to collect that. We're gonna attempt.
All right, Jeff, we're gonna try that. Can I have a little bit more?
Alright, boy.
I gotta do this again tonight, so I'll do a little bit more. One, two, hey, hey. One, two, hey, thank you, right there. I just gotta stand in this one spot. Kids, it'll get, remember when it did it on me while I get on? I'm sorry, y'all. It was his fault, he's a sound guy. I'm a sit-in sound guy, if you know what I mean.
There are stars in the southern sky. Somewhere as you go, there is moonlight and moss in the trees. Down the seven bridges go.
southern sky. And if ever you decide you should go, there is a taste of time, sweet as honey, down the seven bridges road. Thank you so much, y'all. Anytime you can sing this again, the Southern Blend Man up here for you.
You may see another one around town, but not like this Southern Blend.
Yes.
You can hear me. See, this girl in the front of the line that was here who is engaged to the brother of Angie of Bobby's almost sister-in-law? That girl is great.
Can we give it ladies some attention?
Listen up!
I mean, stop talking.
Hey, can I have everybody's attention in this room?
Stop talking.
Please? Thank you. Just for about 20 minutes would be really great. And if I think it's going to squeal at me.
And if I catch you talking, you're going to timeout. That means no alcohol.
I really could be great friends with her. We should exchange numbers. So we're just going to kind of go into we're going to go into the little bit more, let's call this the formal portion, if we will. It's been so much fun being here today with everybody and like sharing the stories and crying sporadically. You know, having the beverages and that food though. That food. It's a lot of dates right there. But we're just gonna like bring it to the for real of what Bobby is. You'll be hearing from me. You'll be hearing from my sister Alicia. You'll be hearing from my sister Jennifer. You're gonna be hearing from my sister Courtney. And then Angie is gonna close it out. So if you can just give us a little bit of your time. And if not, if you feel the need for conversation, you can go that way. Or you can go that way. Or you can go that way. Okay? We would just like to bring it in, especially for Angie's sake at this moment, because this is really a precious time. Angie, thank you for bringing the urn and his flag and the things that are most precious to
Everyone.
what would be a service. My plan was to come up here and tell you a story. If we're friends on Facebook, chances are you already read that story. And if not, that's okay too, because looking around this room, it's a story that you're all already a part of. I don't feel the need to tell you that story. My granddad used to say to me, you can always tell the life of a man by the size of his funeral. We all know that Bobby didn't want a funeral. He didn't want sadness. He wanted this right here. He wanted everyone who loved him just together. It didn't matter the branches, it didn't matter the chapters, he just wanted us to come together. He wanted beer. He wanted jeans and t-shirts. He wanted the sound of motorcycles outside. He wanted us around a pool table with laughter and the stories that we all already have. He wanted great music and he wanted good food. It was beautifully said this past week that we are all just chapters, different chapters in the same book. And like every good book worth reading, with its highs and its lows, with every page that is turned, the story ends. And as we sit around and share these different pages, where's my mom? She went outside, right? What a great fucking read. What a good damn story. Right? Well, here's my chapter. My name is Brooke. Bobby married my mom, Natalie, when I was 12 years old.
Love you, sissy.
He became my dad a year or two before that. He taught me how to drive a stick shift. He taught me how to use the riding lawnmower, not in that order. He brought hugs and tissues when a boy broke my heart. He would reprimand me when I messed up, and he kept my secrets, only when he knew he wouldn't get in trouble for doing that. He saw me off to every formal dance, and he cried in the bride's room. When he saw me in my gown. I need a drink. Do y'all know? So here's to Bobby.
To Bobby.
He'd give me money, even if I didn't need it, or if I ever asked for it. You know, like little old ladies do with candy in their purse at church. You know, just in case. I was the one that made him a grandpa. That guy right there. At the end of the table, that's Nate. Bobby became a grandpa for the first time in October of 1999 because of that one. I think that was the second time in my life that I saw him cry. He wasn't there for all of my 41 years. And he wasn't there to welcome me into this world. But he certainly welcomed me and has been a part of everything else in a daughter's life for the past 30. Every move and every milestone and every kid, and there is a lot of kids. There's a movie that we used to watch with my kids. A kid movie. I just need you to picture a kid movie, whatever that looks like to you, right? Cartoons, anime, the shit that we don't want to watch. This movie was the third and the last time that I saw him cry. And I'm gonna leave you with the words that got both of us that day. The words that linger with me today, and they have for the past 2 weeks. We breathe, we pulse, we regenerate, our hearts beat, our minds create, our souls ingest. Precious seconds well used in a lifetime. When King Lear dies, at the end of Act 5, do you know what Shakespeare has written? He has written, he dies. No more, no fanfare, no metaphor, no brilliant final words. The culmination of the most influential piece of dramatic literature is he dies. Light bulbs die, my sweet. I will depart. I am not asking for you to be happy at my leaving. All I ask is that you turn the page and you let the next chapter begin. And I know it is only natural to be sad, but not because of the words, he dies. So here's to Bobby one more time. Not because of the words, he dies, but because of the life we saw prior to those words. So here's to my pop. Alicia. Don't make my purple bug crawling up here. Yeah.
Yeah, is that better? Alright. Well, like I said earlier, I had two parts of this speech. The first part was pretty funny because, I mean, y'all know my dad. He's a character. But there's another part of him that you probably didn't know. So I wrote a Dear Dad letter. And this is really hard for me to get through. Yeah. Dear Dad, I remember the good things and the bad things. The bad things don't define you, how we felt towards each other. It only shows that we were very different-minded despite our sarcastic humor we shared. We went through some tough stuff, and that took time to be squashed, as you would say. I didn't like a lot of things you said or did, but that's neither here nor there anymore. And I released you a video of those burdens I've laid upon you, past and present. And I pray that anyone with any unresolved issues finds peace as well. You gave me good memories I'll cherish. Going to the gas station for snacks. And every time I see those yellow cream-filled cupcakes, you know, the ones with a little white swirl on them, I think of you. I've passed this on to my own kids, but we do the Dollar Tree instead. I'm cheap. I remember backyard pool parties and dangling my feet from the chairs at the bar, visiting an uncle's house, and you got in a fight that one time. You both went through the hedges. That scared the crap out of me. Did you know I used to sit there and stare at your tattoos? I love that little devil one. So Michael and my cousin Melissa are gonna go get that on them in a month. And I'm gonna have to wait to get mine because I'm pregnant. And I feel bad I couldn't tell you because I didn't know until 5 days after you passed. You would say, can you believe that thing's still running to this day after she drove it to anyone I mentioned that Camaro to? I remember rides on the Harley and that burn scar on my leg from the muffler. It disappeared years ago, but I still kind of miss it. I remember Pop Shop, playing receptionist with an old typewriter, and laying carpet with Uncle Mike. I'd get Alicia Ray, you come here, hold this, don't move. And we were close once, best as could have been, but no sense on dwelling what we couldn't seem to fix. It isn't important anymore. You will always be my dad, for better or for worse, and no one can ever or has ever taken that from us. And now I must admit that the hardest part of all of this, I'm going to have trouble with his buddy, my brother. Have y'all met him yet? He's exactly like you in so many ways. He sounds like you, he laughs like you, and I know in some way you will continue to live through us because he has your nonchalant attitude, and I've become the overprotective smartass. Now I wanted to share this with all of you because, as I said, Bobby was somebody different to each of us. And I wanted you to know that my dad really wanted to spend a lot of time with me and share our moments, but we did have our struggles because, heck, our kids have our attitudes tenfold. And that's okay. Maybe he was simply better with cars than kids, and I ended up the other way around. Either way, he was my dad, and no matter what I did, I knew he was proud. I want to thank everyone that has helped me put this together today. The hours of texting, the phone calls. I really appreciate every ounce of energy you have thrown into this. Bobby would have been overjoyed. I want to thank everyone for being here today and being there for him in his life. I would like to raise another toast, if you will. To Bobby, a wise ass, a dad, a friend, a damn good billiards player, a badass biker dude, a Marine, a brother, a husband, a hard worker, a little bit of everything. But now you're in heaven, but damn it, Bobby, you give them hell. Cheers.
I don't know how I'm gonna get through this, y'all. Seriously. I've tried. for the last 2 weeks to go through my box of pictures. And I haven't been able to do it. And I tried to put together a tribute to one of the most amazing men that has ever walked into my life. And I haven't been able to do it. I was 14 years old when my dad walked out of my life, my father. And Bobby walked into it and never missed a beat. Bobby and I shared a bond that a lot of people envied. He'd get a call for the record, and I was in the truck with him. Spent days with him in and out of the shop, pop-up shop. I learned how to change my own tires. I learned how to change my oil. I learned how to change my spark plugs. I knew how to properly hook up on another vehicle and pull them out of a stuck situation, which I still do today. Bobby was my dad. At a time that a little girl needs her dad in all of the most monumental moments of her life. I recently went through a divorce. But 20 years ago, that man stood in as my ex-husband's best man because his own dad didn't show up. We used to keep a bag of cigarettes in the glove box of the wrecker.
Don't tell your mom.
Mom didn't know. She used to ask me all the time, why you always want to go out on all the calls with Bobby? Because I like it. That was my chance to smoke. To all the men in my life, my grandfathers, my ex, even today, people that I meet on a regular daily basis. No one will ever hold a candle to the influence that Bobby Sandel had in my life. And it's been a lot of years. A lot of mistakes, a lot of mishaps. He was an amazing pop to my two boys. Angie was an amazing Angie to my two boys. She was Gigi, Pop and Gigi. My mom and Bobby passed on a lot of what makes me who I am today. Between the two of them, I have an incredibly, if y'all don't know her, I have an incredibly strong mom.
Yeah, we do.
My backbone and my strength comes from her. Angie, I'm so incredibly sorry that you find yourself where you are today. My biggest hope through all of this, the future brings you the most amazing joy you've ever known. Courtney, it's been a long time for me. I like being lost your dad. I pray for you. I know what an amazing dad he was.
Bobby.
Hi, everyone. I am Courtney, Bobby's daughter.
There you go,
One of
girl.
Many daughters.
Get it, girl.
And I haven't prepared anything to say. Bobby met my mom when I was probably 13 or 14. And at first, I didn't like him. He scared me. He was an intimidating man when you didn't know him. And for a long time, I didn't even call him by his name. I called him him. And it stayed a running joke throughout our relationship that he was my him. And he married my mom when I was 15. And anyone who has known a 15-year-old girl knows that we are very emotional, volatile creatures at 15. And he did not blink an eye when my mom told him that my brother and I came with her and we would have to be his children as well. And he was 100% for it, no matter what kind of life we had before. He was in, all in, 100% in. I had a very volatile relationship with my biological father. And Bobby did not hesitate to take on the role that he left behind. The first house that the three of us lived in together, I still see it as a sanctuary. And we were so different, but he never questioned it. And it was easy for him to understand that through our differences, our relationship could be stronger. I'm so grateful to Bobby for loving my mom the way that he did, for loving me the way that he did, and for loving everybody in this room the way that he did. There is not another man in the world that can live up to who Bobby Sandel was and is.
Amen.
And I just thank all of you guys for being here today. It's just been wonderful. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you, Court.
Good job, Courtney.
So, not a public speaker in any way, shape, or form. Cannot see with my glasses on. First of all, Courtney and I. Really? Y'all make me laugh so I don't cry.
Angie, pretend it's something from Bobby.
There you go. The file room. First of all, Courtney and I would like to sincerely thank each and every one of you for being here today to celebrate Bobby's life. We would also like to thank Natalie, where is she? And Brooke for reaching out and wanting to include us. We are forever grateful to all of you for the love shown to us after Bobby's passing. I won't stand here and ramble on about things most of you already know because you all knew Bobby. But I will share a few things that are important to us. Bobby retired in August of 2020 But he didn't stop working, because if you know Bobby, he cannot sit still. Now I lost my place. He had planned to work through the end of 2021 and officially retire. I used to joke with him that he was going to be a Walmart greeter. And he said, no, they'll never have me because I'm such an asshole. But he's... In August of 2021, he would have worked at Cavalier Ford for 25 years as an auto mechanic. And he loved what he did. We met at work. He actually met both Courtney and I at work. The very first time I saw him, he was this long-haired, gravelly-looking man, and he came into the accounting office to take care of something with the human resource lady, Yvette. And I'm like, oh, who's this guy? She introduced us, and that was that. We would see each other in the office, at events, on the lot, and say hi to each other. Years passed. He casually asked me to go to lunch one day, and I got all stupid and didn't know what to say, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. And then I had my boss answer my phone and say, oh no, she's working on a project. She can't go to lunch today. But Bobby was persistent. So, we met at Long Shots. Everyone in here probably knows where Long Shots is. We talked over a few beers, and we shared a BLT and some French fries. And he always said from that moment he knew I was the one for him. And looking back, I knew the same, but I wouldn't admit it right away. Honestly though, that encounter sealed the deal for the two of us and my two children. He never batted an eye when I let him know that if he wanted me, my kids came with the package. Courtney, who has already spoke on this on the other hand, was not so quick to warm up to him. She called him for quite a while. And actually this past Father's Day, she got him a Yeti beer holder and had it engraved with the word him. We finally married each other in a very simple ceremony on the lawn of the Chesapeake Courthouse on a windy day in October of 2008. By then, Courtney was no longer calling him. Bobby had a way about him. People that didn't know him thought he was rough or he was an asshole, and he wasn't bothered by that at all. He did not care. From day one, he was the kindest, sweetest gentleman I had ever met, and that never changed in 15 years. We went through many changes throughout our 2 short years together, and none of them fazed him. We moved into a home in Chesapeake, then we bought a home together in North Carolina. My mama wanted to be close and bought the house behind us. He jumped into taking care of everything for her. Her yard, her house, her car. He took care of her like she was his. And he took care of us. And he never batted an eye. He loved and cared for her like she was his mama. And when she died 2 short years ago, he grieved the loss as much as I did. A few days after she died, I said, I want to move into Mama's house. And he started moving our stuff over there. He never questioned it. He said, we're moving. He wanted to rent the home that we owned. And I said, oh, hell no, I'm not going to live next to my renters. So we sold our house, and he never complained. That's just it. Bobby never complained.
Unless you backed over his motorcycle.
Well, when we married, he devoted himself to not just me, but everything that came with me. He centered me. He loved me for the things other people didn't. He loved me for my strong independence, which I'm having a hard time finding these days, and my sassy attitude. He loved me even though I have zero patience. And he reminded me of that quite often.
Really?
Oh, 0. He convinced me to buy a motorcycle. Then he taught me how to ride it. And I hated it. And I much preferred being on the back of his bike. And I think secretly, even though he liked to see me ride my own bike, secretly he liked me on the back of the bike with him. I can still see his excitement when I did get it on that motorcycle. And I got my license. But I proved it because someone said I couldn't do it. So I did it, and that was enough. He wanted to be at home, even if it was full of grown children and grandchildren, or if it was just the two of us. He encouraged me to quit my job and go to college when I was in my late 40s. Then when I was accepted into nursing school, he responded with, well, you gotta go. There was never, ever an unkind word or raised voice. There was peace and love and happiness. We were content. We had plans too. Not big, crazy, stupid plans. When we both retired, we were going to spend our time doing yard work that we both loved so much. And Courtney can contest, we used to have dueling cutting the grass. We had 2 riding lawnmowers, and we would race each other to see who could cut the most grass. We were gonna fish, we were gonna ride the bike, sit on the back porch with a beer. We were going to just be. But other plans were to be had. Give me a minute. He even protected us from that too. He didn't complain about just how sick he was. He didn't complain that every other day we were seeing a new doctor or trying a new treatment. He didn't complain that we were going to go anywhere we had to go to find an answer. And the answer never came until the end. Even when he had to use a wheelchair, he didn't complain. He hated the hospital, but he didn't complain when he had to be admitted. Until the 15th of March, when I once again said, Bobby, we have to go to the hospital. He willingly went without complaining. They did all the same old things with all the same old results, except for one. When we were alone in the room, he took my hand and he looked me in the eyes and sincerely said, please just take me home where I feel comfortable, safe, and loved. So that's what I did. He came home to the home that was built on love and respect and gratitude. And he was loved, and he never wanted for anything until the end. He told us it would be okay, that we would be okay. He worked on cars in his sleep. He did. And when Courtney gave him a game controller to keep his hands busy, he would say he was playing a game. 2 days prior, he briefly opened his eyes, and he looked at me. His eyes got great big, and he smiled the biggest, happiest, most genuine smile I'd ever seen in the 15 years we were together. And he mouthed, I love you. He was comfortable. He was home, his favorite place. He wouldn't want us to be sad, but instead would want us to drink a beer or 3 or like 900 because people keep bringing me one. in his memory. He would want all of us to share our stories of him. He would want us to laugh and love and be happy. We had a blessed life, and true love is possible. One of the last things I said to him was, "You will always be my husband, and I will forever be your wife." He smiled and looked at me with those blue eyes, and he said, "I know, baby doll." Our lives are forever altered, and I say that to everyone in this room. And we are still trying to figure it all out without him being physically present. It's so different and it's so hard, but he promised we would be okay, and everything he ever promised me came to be. He was my human, he was Cordy's human, and meant more to us than words can express. We will forever love our Bobby. To close, for some years, I'm sorry, like my nose is running, and I was a hospice nurse. Doing hospice changes you. Sometimes I would pray with the family. Sometimes I would just sit quietly and be. And sometimes when I knew it would soothe, I would recite a poem. I read it often. After the loss of my brother, then my niece, then my sweet mama, and now my Bobby. It comforts me, and I hope it comforts everyone here as well. The poem is written by Henry Scott Holland and is titled, "Death is Nothing at All." Death is nothing at all. It does not count. I have only slipped away into the next room. Nothing has changed. Everything remains exactly as it was. I am I, and you are you. And the old life that we lived so fondly together is untouched, unchanged. Whatever we were to each other, that we are still. Call me by the old familiar name. Speak of me in the easy way which you always used. Put no difference into your tone. Wear no forced air of solemn. There's a word. It's a bad. I can't pronounce it. Solemnity or sorrow. I just screwed the whole poem up. Life as we always laugh, as we always laughed at the little jokes that we enjoy together. Play, smile, think of me, pray for me. Let my name be ever the household word that it always was. Let it be spoken without an effort, without the ghost of a shadow upon it. Life means all that it ever meant, is the same as it ever was. There is absolute and unbroken continuity. What is this death but a negligible accident? Why should I be out of mind because I am out of sight? I am but waiting for you for an interval, somewhere very near, just around the corner. All is well. Nothing is hurt. Nothing is lost. One brief moment, and all will be as it was. How we shall laugh at the trouble of parting when we meet again. I love you, Bobby.
Oh.
Oh, wait. I have one more thing.
Just one more quick thing, I promise, and y'all can do whatever.
See you want me?
Mike.
Some chips now. Happy day.
This is just a little something for you from Bobby. He's so good. I love you.
ever need a brother?
Right. Really good one.
All my tags fell off. Who was next?
Who's next?
I really did, I promise. I had everything like I'm trying to go in age. Who's the next one in age after Mike with the kids? Jennifer. Jennifer? Jennifer. She is? She's super old. Jennifer. Alicia, you're older than Buddy.
I'm 4 years older than Buddy, yeah. Brooks was
Alicia.
2 years older than me.
Alicia. Buddy spent a lot of time with us the last few weeks. In his quiet way, just like his dad. So late. How do you feel about Jennifer? Oh, do you want me to bring it to you? I can.
No. You make her get her ass up.
Get your ass up, Jennifer.
She's coming.
All right, Missy. You up to bat. You know, yes. Sister.
Sorry, Courtney. I'm done.
Oh, where's my drink? So we toast one more time to Bobby. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Is it that empty? No, it's the other one.
Take mine.
So here's to Bobby, though. Nick.
Here, here.
Bobby.
To the husband,
The dad. The granddad.
the dad, the grandpa, the pop,
The uncle.
the Marine, the friend, the coworker, the uncle, the brother, the son, the neighbor.
Neighbor. Wait, what you got? Mom? Oh, I'm sorry. To every fucking chapter that he shared with every single one of us.
Woo! Here, here.
So here's to Bobby.
already know Bobby and I love him.
He would love you too, Wade. So if I could, Alicia, if you would please come up here. And Buddy, if you would please come up here.
Hoorah for Bobby.
Man, elbow to ass, man. What is that? Here you go. So, a little piece of the first chapter. And Jennifer, if you would come up here, and Mom, if you would come up here. And a little piece of this second chapter. And Angie, if you would come up here. And Courtney, if you would come up here. And a little piece.
I got it.
A little piece of that third chapter. And Uncle Mike and Melissa.
She said no.
Come on, please.
Get up here, Melissa.
Because no matter,
Why are you gonna touch me?
no matter the timeline, Angie, I need you to simmer down. So no matter the timeline, no matter the chapter, no matter the branch, no matter the kid or the marriage or this is the family that Bobby has.
Absolutely.
And this is the family that Bobby made.
Absolutely.
And this is the family that Bobby loved, regardless of the chapter that played it in the timeline of his life. And it was a really, really great book.
Absolutely.
Thank you again for coming today. Thank you for the time spent and sitting in quiet in that table back there right at the bar. Robbie, Wade, Jimmy Reed, I really appreciate y'all keeping it to a low whisper.
It's hard, baby. It's hard.
I know. But thank you very much for coming to share this day and this moment and this
I've never met Wade
time.
a day in my life. And he told
Oh,
me
they're
Bobby
awesome.
would be one
They're awesome.
proud of me.
So thank you for coming to join us. So you guys can go. You guys can go. The music is going to come back on, but before that happens, we're going to have one little moment. We're going to have one little, who's tired of crying? Tired of crying. And I need a refill. And I need Marcy. For the things that I need in my life. So Marcy is just going to share a little piece of something. Oh, yes, she is. Dark secrets. Yes, she is.
It's not true.
Marcy is the individual. You'll have to speak in this one. But she is the friend that introduced my Pop and Angie at some certain magical fall in love moment.
She was the one that would answer the phone and say, no, she's got a project.
Okay, well, I'm probably going to smoke during this story. Okay. Refill your drink. Enjoy the rest of the time. The music is going to be amazing. These guys are great. They're going to be hanging out here literally all night, so feel free to stay as long as you want. Courtney and Susan and Michelle and Sarah, y'all are awesome. Please take care of them. They didn't have to do what they've done for this very large group of people today, and my girls are fucking awesome. What? Oh, no.
Marcy!
No, Brooke is not fine. But just look out for my girls, because they really came through in this. And if you pass Debbie along the way, she's a little short, cute, she has a mask on. Be sure to hug her and say thank you for just letting us be here and use this facility. So now it's on you, and when she's done, y'all take over and rock it out, because I'm tired of crying. Woo!
Because I'm really tough.
Okay, we're good. First, can we say cheers to Bobby, please? See, I like to hold my shit. Okay, that's how we gotta start this, right? And guys, we ain't even in Nashville either, are we? Alright, I'm gonna try to change this up just a little bit. Everybody was really, really good. I wouldn't have missed this for nothing. My husband and I have known Bobby for 20-some years at least, and it was always a thing for me and Bobby. He was always liking to get to work early. I'm a very, very early person, and there would be many, many, many mornings that we would both get to Cavalier Ford. And if y'all want some Fords, Cavalier Ford's the one to do it. Did I do it good, Chili? I did this right. Okay. And we would always like look at each other and say, I beat you. No, I beat you. I pulled up first. No, I was at the light first. No, you wasn't. I parked first. And we just did this all the time. Bobby would come into the office, he'd have a cup of coffee with me, and it was just really, really good. But prior to that, I had the honor of having Angie work for me as our payables, human resource. As a runner, that's right, you were. Oh my God, let's go way, way back. But when all of a sudden, for some reason, Bobby would call 333. Y'all know those numbers? Yes. And for the longest time, she would, because we were in the Ford building, and a lot of y'all don't know all what's going on, but we had a lot of changes over there. But she would bang on my window. He's calling me. I don't want to talk to him. So I would have to pick up her phone. Bobby, she's busy. She's working. Well, I want to ask her to lunch. She doesn't want to go with you. Okay, I'll ask her tomorrow. Tomorrow would come. Marcy! Bang, 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 bang. He's calling me. Bobby, she's busy. Is she always busy at lunch? Well, kinda. We're a really busy dealership. This would go on for probably 3 months, maybe at least. And finally, me and Angie looked at each other, and she realized, let me try. Let me just try. So they did. And I was very pleased to know that the two of them hooked up. They met. They went out. And she kept saying, oh, I'm not done yet. Chili, you might need to close your ears on this one. Because Angie, we're going there. In the used to be, that was now the Lincoln building, we had this long file room that I had the key to. Oh yeah. Angie, call Bobby up, take him to the file room, and just do it. I want to say I think they did, because we all know the rest of the story. But then I found out that the two of them, Bobby had asked her to marry him. She said yes. And I was very, very honored to be a part of their wedding. And to go to the city of Chesapeake and be a part of it. Something that I will never, ever forget. Angie, Bobby, you two were the epitome of soulmates. You really were. If anybody has ever heard the word soulmates, these two are absolutely it. I've been very blessed to know a lot of you who know me and my husband and know the situation, long story, but with our daughter. And we are very blessed to have a very amazing son-in-law that we are very extremely blessed with, and to know that my daughter and my son-in-law are extremely soulmates. And I can actually say that they were meant to be together. And I'm very blessed that my husband found this man for our daughter. But even to this day, I can actually look at this woman in the eye and know that them two were meant to be together for the rest of their lives. I said it before and I'll say it again. Bobby Sandal is in this room right now with each and every one of us. And this is what he would want. We're all crying, we're all sad, but that's not Bobby. Bobby was a very happy-go-lucky man. He loved laughter. He would do anything for any of us. He may bitch a little bit, but he didn't really bitch bad. But he did it for us, and he loved to do it. So I'm very blessed to know and to be able to say that I knew Bobby Sandel and that I was a part of y'all's life. I'm very proud to know that I was that, and very proud to be a part of that. Don't forget that. One day, baby steps, one foot in front of the other. And if you go back a couple steps, Angie, it's okay. It really is. It's okay. Just go back forward again. You have a lot of love in this room here for you. Lean on them. They're here for you. Don't try to take it yourself, okay? We love you. And can we all one more time? And I'm on a bike, but that's okay. Bobby Sandel.
Bobby.
We love you.